Assalamu alaikum and a very warm welcome to my YouTube channel. I hope you all are doing very well. So today I am again with the book named The Story of Norbu Zangpo and Idthog Lhamo from the Legends of Ladakh. Today I am going to tell you about the narrator of the book Kacho Sikandar Khan, Sikandar. So who is Kacho Sikandar Khan? Sikandar. Let me tell you from this book. Here it's written about the author Kacho Sikandar Khan, Sikandar. So Kacho Sikandar Khan Sikandar was born in Yokma Kharbu, a tiny village in the valley of Shekarchitan of Kargil, known as Purik in the ancient time. He was the eldest son of Kacho Asfandiar Khan, one of the descendants of the famous Gasho Tata Khan of Purik. His mother was the daughter of Raja Haidar Khan of Tambis of Suruveli of Kargil. Raja Haidar Khan was the descendant of Nimagon, a descendant of the Tibetan king, who established his kingdom in Purang, Surukashse, and Zanskar. His father brought him to the town of Kargil about 60 miles from his native village to enroll him in the school when Sikandar was hardly 7 or 8 years old. When he was in ninth class, his father passed away at a very young age. The burden of the household fell on his shoulder and had to abandon his education in order to assist his widowed mother at home. When the domestic problems eased a little, he relinquished the post of Zaldar in favor of his younger brother Kacho Mehdi Ali Khan, and the intense desire for further studies brought him to the valley of Kashmir after crossing all the odds in his way. In Kashmir Valley, he stayed as a paying guest in the house of Pakhtuvals, a reputed family in the Khaniar area. Kachi Sahib used to say that the grandmother of Molvi Umar Farooq was from that house. Firstly, he studied in SP College and then in Amar Singh College. However, due to the turmoil of partition in 1947, he couldn't appear in the BA final examination. On his return from Kashmir, Kacho Sahib worked as a teacher for some. On his return from Kashmir, Kacho Sahib worked as a teacher for some time. Then he was appointed as Naib Tehsildar and then promoted as Tehsildar. It is the irony of fate that, like the famous Kashmiri poet Mehjur, Kacho Sahib also suffered at the hand of one of his superiors during his service period. Subsequently, at the age of 55 years, he retired as Assistant Commissioner from Leh in 1980 and returned to Sanjak, one of his ancestral villages, and spent his remaining years at the bank of the famous Indus River, writing books and meeting scholars and researchers from far off lands who came to meet him and learn from him. He was just like a perennial Himalayan spring, providing the refreshing water of his knowledge and wisdom to all who came to him and seek, and to drink from the wellspring of Ladakhi history and culture. Kacho Sahib had a superb command over Urdu, Persian, and English language. He was also well versed with the intricacies of Urdu and Persian literatures. The following books have been written by him, which are profound contribution from Kachi Sahib towards the Ladakhi culture and history. First one, Norbu Zangpo Idthog Lhamo. It is the Urdu translation of a famous Tibetan and Ladakhi folk story and was published in 1977. It's a love story of a prince and a fairy princess written in a dramatic style by the famous Tibetan scholar Zunchen Chiring Wangdus. Kacho Sahib, being a native of Ladakh, has translated the story from Tibetan Ladakhi language into Urdu with the help of Lama Dorje Punjab of Kharbu so superbly that it hardly looks like a translation. And the second book, that's Qadim Ladakh, History and Civilization. This book was published in 1986. This book was the result of his lifelong research, relentless hard work, and labor. He studied all the relevant books, documents, and documents written in the past on the history and culture of Ladakh by eminent historians and scholars and examined them critically according to his own understanding to deduce more facts and figures about the history and culture of Ladakh. has tried to narrate the historical events in a lucid and running style in order to produce a clear image as far as possible on the minds of its readers about the ancient past of this fascinating country. The second part of the book deals with the culture and civilization of Ladakh. Being a native of this land, his in depth knowledge about the people and their culture has made this part an invaluable addition in the study of Ladakhi culture and traditions and is a great contribution from him towards the Ladakhi society. Is intimated by Mr. Liu Xiulin of Radio Beijing. A chapter of his book on epic and polo was translated into Chinese by him and presented in a seminar on Gesar epic and Mongol civilization in Tibet area of China. Besides, the author received an invitation to attend the 5th International Symposium of King Gesar 2002 to be held in Xining City, Kunha province in China from Professor Yan Anhong, convener of the 5th ISKG, but couldn't attend due to his old age. A chapter of his book, Qadim Ladakh, was also translated into Persian, is informed by the concern from the Iran, thus introducing the author in Iran as well. And the third one is Ladakh in the Mirror of its Folk Songs. This book was published in the year 1997. Kacho Sahab, being himself a true lover of Ladakhi folk songs, has painstakingly collected around 100 songs and then translated these beautiful songs into English language with transliteration and commentary on each song. This book provides the much needed grounding for the readers, enabling them to understand the feeling and nuances of Ladakhi folk songs, besides preserving these songs for the posterity. Fourth one is Afkari Pareshan, Stray Thoughts. This book was published in 2001. This book is not exactly his autobiography, though one may come across with some important dates and events pertaining to his life while reading this book. In a broader sense, this book contains his wild musing about his childhood, about his youth, about his near and dear ones, and about his own views on life and society. He takes us into the fairyland of his memory, which he cherished till he breathed his last breath in 2007. The second chapter of this book contains a large number of his poems and hymns written by him on varied subjects. Kacho Sahib passed away on 14th June 2007 in Kargil. Though men may come and men may go for eons to come, but only few people are able to leave their footprints on the sands of eternity, and we think that Kacho Sahib can be counted among them. Yeah. So awards received by Kacho Sikandar Khan Sikandar are Kesh Award from Uttar Pradesh Urdu Academy for the book Norbu Zangpo and Idthog Lhamo in 1977. Second, silver medal from the government of Jammu and Kashmir for his contribution in the field of history and literature. Third, lifetime contribution award in the field of Ladakhi literatures from Jammu and Kashmir Academy of Art Cultures on the occasion of 11th Colloquium of International Association for Ladakh Studies on 21st to 25th July 2002. Fourth one, nominated as the patron of International Association for Ladakh Studies during the colloquium held at Kargil in 2005. Fifth one, nominated Man of the Year 2002 by American Biographical Association and also nominated as member of the Advisory Committee for Research branch of the association. Sixth, Kesh Award from District Administration Kargil. Seventh, recently the author's name has been included in the chapter Some Great People in the Environmental Studies Part 3 for Class 4, a textbook for social science of children of Ladakh published by Jammu and Kashmir State Board of School Education for Operation New Hope. So that's about Kacho Sikandar Khan Sikandar. Thank you so much.